What's going on, gamers? So we're going to update some stuff here about Ghost of Yotei. And this video is not going to be about necessarily the politics of it, though we know that's damaged the game, but will this game still sell millions or will this game flop? And not only that, what is the response of the second and third trailer? Because Sony's response to everything, as we've seen, was obviously a firing. And then telling Sucker Punch or them working together to get out 3 trailers in a row for each day. The past 3 days they have posted a video. But every time they post it, we know they get bombarded. So we see the result of that. It's not only that too, but it's the negative on the videos. The second video that's posted now is at 20K downvotes. More downvotes than the main. You don't see that too often on stuff, so that's definitely not a good sign. Let's go back to the first trailer, or if we want to go to the home, I'm pretty sure they're all here. Yeah, 54K downvotes compared to 19K, right? And then we're going to take a look at the trailer too. It's not that long. And then they posted a third trailer yesterday, 11K, 11K. So yeah, I guess we're making some sort of improvements here, right? Now, will this reflect that the game will necessarily flop? No. What it reflects, because this is what this video is about, whether this game is damaged and will be successful. No, guys, what it reflects is that this game is damaged and that Sony is in question. And that they're going to have to deal with this for quite some time. Expect this in the next state of play. So that's the thing. This game comes out in what, a few weeks now? And a lot of people are worried. And I don't blame them. Let me explain why. And I said this in one of my videos. Okay, guys, you know how we go all the way back to the beginning of this year? How crazy this ride has been. It's been amazing, but it's been crazy too. One of the most insane years I've ever seen in gaming. Sony did not start off the year very well. We know Microsoft did. They had a very anti-consumer spree starting off, on top of just a bad rep of the pisser and the PS5 Pro from last year. And then announcing too that they were going to have something coming, which is not necessarily bad, but it was more like you felt like people were being used for beta testing. And then all these games got canceled. So many, more than you've ever seen. It's like, whoa, what the hell's going on? Like the whole PlayStation ride. So you didn't have much. Then Microsoft was putting games and sharing it. And then like there was just so many cancels going on and then California firings going on. We get all the way through all of that. And it's been crazy all year like that for Sony. Like, just not that great. Finally get to something good with Helldivers coming to Xbox and them doing the live service operations, and then this hits. And to me, I just don't think Sony can afford to have this game fail. You know, politics aside, just in general, this is not a game they can afford to fail. They've already had Concord disasters and all this other stuff going on. This game flopping is going to be a huge problem because it's a single player tentpole title and a sequel to a flagship game that they usually say games like this probably cost around 300 million, right, or whatever, 250 million or whatever. They can afford to even lose 500,000 because 500K times 70. Oh, you know what? I don't even, you know what? That's not going to work, but let's just do this. Yeah. They want that money. Let's take a look at this trailer now. Okay. So this is the second trailer they did yesterday. Don't get me wrong, this is cool, but I don't know how they think this is going to be a remedy. But I know they want people to get back to gaming.
I will take Take your head! Turn them up! Foolish! Careful you do not cut yourself.
So this was the second response. Because to me, this is Sony responding. This is the way they want to respond. They're responding to you with gameplay and no vocabulary. And yeah, there's going to be some people that are definitely not going to like that. And that's what the result of this is. Also, like I was saying before, that whole rocky year to up to this, and then this is Sony's way of responding. I just don't see how people are going to be seeing them as any sort of like positive influence. They're seeing them as villains right now in a sort of way. And then, you know, you got the PlayStation base, which is big too. And then people just want to play the game. As well. There's all like that's why I told you there's that double-edged sword. Personally, I still think this game can sell a few million, no problem. But definitely did get a damage, and then it's going to hurt the sales. But do I think it's going to be significant? I don't think so, but it definitely did hurt the game, and it's definitely going to hurt sales. That's why I said if you're thinking of something like 300,000 copies or 500,000, they may have lost that many people that could have been purchasing that game, right? If you could make that 35 million or whatever, do you think they want to lose 35 million? Or maybe a little bit more, depending on what edition people are buying, because they have the $80 stuff too, right? Who knows what they could have bought? So honestly, look at that math, it could be 400 million with that kind of combined together. Not 400 million, sorry. A little bit more, 40 million, maybe 50. You never know. But the idea is, because we don't know how many copies, but that was just a guesstimate to let you know. Even if 500,000 people didn't buy it, Sony's still losing 35 to 40 million dollars off of that budget that it cost. They're trying to break even and then make profit. This is why stuff like that is not good. When you've canceled everything else and your last big game like that was Astro Bot last year. What did that sell? Not that much. So where's Sony getting them mostly that third party or first party revenue income from? That's why Helldivers was kind of carrying it a bit. And that Xbox aspect was nice. You want to know why? Because they need that along with Ghost and all the other stuff coming. That's what I was trying to say, that this is not necessarily just about also just politics, but about about Sony being in a position where they can't afford a game that could have been a potential game of the year contender to be damaged like this and not sell millions of copies before the end of the year. Running up through the holidays. That's what they need. And they needed to build up and add more people and not lose negative 500,000 or something like that. You see what I mean? Like from a business standpoint, you're like, no. You know what I mean? We just lost 500,000 customers from a business standpoint. That's not good. We're talking about business and just you needing something. Otherwise, you're just going to have a dumpster fire year for what you did for gaming, what you did in Remedy. And we have a third trailer over here. The Hunt Begins, which just literally released almost around this time yesterday. I didn't get to it. So we're going to watch this and see what this is. And then we'll basically see that this is way of Sony's replying. They didn't post anything today.
We live and we
So
die.
I'm like, all right, let's just do this all in one go.
But a ghost carves their own path. Wandering a road of steel and ash. Finding renewal beyond revenge. The things we endure make us what we are. But a ghost chooses who they will become. And you will know my name.
So short hype advertisements till launch and don't engage. And I've even heard that they're deleting some comments. We're not going to get into that, but something that I did find funny, not to bring up politics, but just something hilarious, is the rest in peace Jin Sakai. That was kind of funny. I have to admit that. But yeah, I don't know. I still can't tell you guys if I want to buy this game or not. I have to see when things get closer to launch. Let me know what you guys think about it. I've had some comments come in. I'm still buying the game. I know. I'm like, okay, I never said you couldn't. You would never find a video of me saying and telling another grown individual not to buy the game. Yeah, I know people like the boycotting and they want to take it down. Hey, I understand that. You know what I mean? I'm not looking at that as negative, but I know some gamers will probably be like, hey, man, no, I don't want to see any game go down. What I want is the game to be a really good video game without all this garbage interfering. That's it, pretty much. But other than that, yeah, things can get pretty crazy, but we're coming more balanced here because I don't feel like I need anything to say in a roast. I got all that out. You guys know, yeah, when that happens, it's going down. But this is more about um, do you think it's going to flop or do you think it will sell millions? And I still think it's going to sell millions, but not as much as it could. And could we get some more up-to-date feelings over time as things get closer and then we're going to see what Sony's going to do? Or if anything could come out or, be said? Yeah, of course we're going to stay up to date on that. But other than that, yeah, hopefully some more good gaming news comes out because it's kind of been dry and dramatic with politics. And that's what we have at the moment. So I know some of you didn't like me getting into that. And I know, I mean, but, it's past, it's over with. And we're getting through it just like anything else. It's passing, you know? Um, and let's see what's next in the gaming world. Other than that, yeah, we're gonna have to see. But all in all, gaming is so good. Do you know how many video games are out, guys? I didn't get to get to Metal Gear. I didn't get to get to Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. I didn't get to get to Shinobi. It's like a lot more of the games too. I have not touched. I didn't get to get the Chronos, the New Dawn, the new Silent Hills around the corner. I didn't even get to get the Hollow Knight like I wanted to. I'm enjoying Borderlands on and off, but that's 7 games right there, right? I didn't even touch Helldivers 2 yet. I've been so out of that. Um, but we're getting back on that, and yeah, we got a lot of fun around the corner. But all in all, thank you guys for all the support. Uh, like I said, I just want gaming to get better and stay more positive. But it's been a rocky road this year. Let me know what you guys think about this later. Peace out. Do I have to do it? Yes. Ponies, sit down. PlayStation gamers, stay being cool. Later, y'all.